Guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x to the power of 5 minus 1 equals 0. Well, our first step is to isolate x, right? We want to get it by itself. So to do that, we need to get rid of this negative 1 here. So to do that, we need to get it to the other side, and how we're going to do that is we're going to add 1 on both sides. So these two would cancel out because negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so this would leave us with x to the power of 5 equals 0 plus 1 is 1. So now that we have this, well, we want to get rid of this exponent here. We just want to get x by itself because that's our goal, finding the value of x, right? So to get rid of this exponent, we got to do the opposite of it, which is finding the root of it. So because its exponent is 5, we're going to put this term to the root of 5. And that would result in both of these two canceling out because remember, these two are opposite and opposites cancel out. Just like minus 1 and plus 1, these two cancel out. So what we do on one side, we do on the other side. So we're also going to do the root of 5 on this side. Well, this x to the power of 5 to the root of 5, well, this is the same thing as x to the power of 5 times 1 over 5, right? Because the root of 5 is also 1/5. The square root is 1/2. So what this number is, that's just 1 over that number. And 5 times 1 over 5 is equal to 1, right? So this is x to the power of 1, which obviously equals x, equals the square root, 1 to the root of 5. Well, 1 to the root of 5, this is the same thing as 1 to the power of 1/5. And 1 to the power of anything is simply 1 because that's just how it is. So this is 1. And x to the power of 1 is x. So x equals 1. And this is our answer. Now, why don't we try plugging this in to our original equation? So if we substitute in 1 for x, we get 1 to the power of 5 minus 1 equals 0. Now 1 to the power of 5 is 1, so we get 1 minus 1 equals 0. And 1 minus 1 is obviously 0, so we have 0 equals 0. And because this is right, we know that x equals 1. Guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have 3 to the power of x equals 5 to the power of 2x. And what we're first going to do is we're going to simplify this right-hand side of it. We have 5 to the power of 2x. And if you guys already didn't know, an important property of exponents is that if we have a to the power of b times c, this can be written as a to the power of b to the power of c, and also vice versa. It could also be written as a to the power of c to the power of b. So what we're going to write this as is, well, let's first write our 3 to the power of x, and this equals 5 to the power of 2 to the power of x. Now, 5 to the power of 2, as we all know, is 25, right? So this is 3 to the power of x equals 25 to the power of x. Now what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 25 to the power of x on both sides. So we're going to divide this by 25 to the power of x. And remember, what we do on one side, we do on the other side. So we're going to divide this side by 25 to the power of x. So now we have 3 to the power of x over 25 to the power of x equals 25 over x over 25 to the power of x. And remember, anything divided by itself equals 1. So these two cancel out, and this just equals 3 to the power of x over 25 to the power of x equals 1. Now, whenever we have something like this, and we have our numerator going to the power of an exponent and our denominator going to the power of the same exponent, we can rewrite this as 3 over 25 to the power of x equals 1. Because the x, it just multiplies with all our numbers here. So this is equal to this. And now what we want to do is we want to make our bases the same. So another way to write 1 is 3 over 25 to the power of 0. And that way, both our bases would be the same. So this is equal to 3 over 25 to the power of x equals 3 over 25 to the power of 0. Because remember, this is equal to 1, and now we changed both of the terms so that they have the same bases. And now, because both of these terms have the same bases, we know that their exponents are equal to each other, because if they weren't, then this would be false. So now we could just ignore these two bases and set these exponents equal to each other. So x is equal to 0. And this is actually our answer, because we can't simplify this anymore. This is our answer. X is equal to 0. Now, why don't we plug this in and check? We have 3 to the power of 0 equals 5 to the power of 2 times 0. 3 to the power of 0 is 1, and this equals 5 to the power of 2 times 0 is 1. 2 times 0 is 0, and 5 to the power of 0 is 1. So this is 1 equals 1. So this is right, meaning our answer is x equals 0.